Hey guys, this is Ryan with Momma on Mission. And if you are new here, I am a Christ following, book loving wife and a homeschool mom to 3 boys. So subscribe and click that notification bell if you want to be notified every time we upload anything homeschool, book, biblical womanhood related. And so today I'm actually hosting a collaboration, and this is the back to school and back to work COVID style collaboration. So I've come up with a list of 10 questions. 5 of these are kind of more serious, just kind of opening a conversation about how you're feeling about getting back into the routine of things now that fall is upon us. And how things are going to be different for you. And then I just added in 5 questions at the end that are kind of more fun back to school questions, just to kind of lighten things up a little bit. And so make sure you check out the playlist down below because there will be other mamas that are joining this collaboration, and it would be awesome to see what they say to these questions. So question number 1. What is your current work / school / home situation? So, as you probably know, I am a stay-at-home mom and a homeschool mom. Of course, I have lots of other things going on in my life: sports, YouTube, church, all the things. You'll have to excuse me because I'm still battling this cold and my voice is wrecked. So, number 2, what is going to be your biggest change going into the fall? So for us, we were already homeschoolers, so that's not really going to be any different. The biggest changes for us are probably with our co-op. We have to structure things a lot differently this year, which everyone's just doing the best they can. But it is kind of sad that we won't be meeting together as we were in the past. And then how our church ministry is working is a lot different. I don't really know what that's going to look like in the future. We're just kind of taking it day by day and doing the best we can there, but nevertheless, it's going to be different. Number 3, how comfortable are you with the changes that are being made? Without getting too political here, so like I said, the school thing isn't changing for us. Our church is just kind of going with the flow and kind of trying to figure out what works best for the most people. And so those things don't really affect me. But okay, I'm trying not to get political. I am not comfortable with the cities who are mandating masks as a city. I believe, and not to say I'm pro-mask, against mask. I'm not here to talk about that. I think that is the silliest debate ever. But anyway, it's not about whether you think masks are helpful or whether you don't. For me, it's all about losing liberties. It's all about, I think, as adults, we should be able to do our own research and decide for ourselves and for our families if masks are something that we think are beneficial. And if they are, we should wear them. And if we don't, we shouldn't wear them. Now, if an individual business wants to mandate those, go right ahead. But I don't like the fact that the government wants to tell me that just to step out of my front door, I have to wear a mask. So I'm not comfortable with that. But everything else so far around my situation, I'm comfortable with. Now, if I had kids in public school and stuff like that, I might sing a different tune. I don't know. But other than, which my city's not mandating masks, and I am, like I said, not going into whether I wear a mask or don't or whatever. But I just don't want the government telling me what I have to do. Let's see, number 4. What grounds you and gets you through this craziness? Because I'm sorry, what is this life right now? I realize COVID and the riots and all this stuff are not the worst thing that our country has been through. And I don't want to give it that. I don't want to make it more than what it is. But in my lifetime, this is one of the weirdest years yet. And unless you live in a cave with no TV and no computer and no social media, you're just the information and the noise, it's just so much. And so today, I think our pastor said it best. He said, no matter what we're feeling, Jesus is not only did this not surprise him, but he is not fazed by it. He is not intimidated by this, and he's not overwhelmed by this. We might feel very overwhelmed at times with all the information and all the statistics and all the arguing and all the whatever, the political crap. Sorry, but that's what it is. But Jesus isn't. Jesus isn't panicking. He's known the plan from the beginning, and everything's going according to his plan. He's sovereign and he is good. And I actually have a video coming up this month on his sovereignty, because I feel like that's something that we really don't take into consideration sometimes. And so that's just helping me get through, knowing that he is the sure foundation. He is the rock that is higher. And this doesn't faze him. So number 5, how have you addressed these topics with your kids? We've just been really honest with my kids. We have answered all their questions that they've had about the coronavirus, about the different mandates, and about the different changes that they've had to experience, about how for a while we were very careful with play dates and stuff like that, and now we're just kind of picky about where we go and why and when and all those things. And so we're just very open about what we feel about the virus, about what we feel about the mandates, and the masking, the not masking. And we just try to answer their questions and just be truthful with them. And we've even discussed and tried to show them like how to respectfully disagree with people, because there are people all around us that don't think the same way as us, and that's okay. And so we've had a lot of talks about not thinking the same as someone, but still loving them, and still being able to be friendly with them, and not shaming them for their choices that they make. So now to the fun questions. Number 1, what kind of student were you? So I was public schooled, and I was definitely, I had friends. In elementary school, I had several really close friends. In middle school, I kind of went through like a weird thing, because I came to a new school, like in a new state, and didn't know hardly anyone. But by and large, I was really quiet. I was more academic than I was social, which goes to show that like throwing your kids in public school doesn't just magically make them not socially awkward, because I was in public school and socially awkward, but I digress. And so I was a little bit of a loner, but not really, because I had friends. And so I went through kind of phases. I don't know. I had lots of different groups of friends, and kind of just phased in and out of different, like I didn't do much in the way of clubs or anything. I did sports when I was younger, but then when I got older, I didn't do that as much. I ended up doing once I was saved, I actually started a church drama team. So that took up a lot of my time. But yeah, I was a books and kind of loner kid. Number 2, what were your favorite and least favorite subjects? My favorite was language arts in general. Like if I were to narrow that down, it would be creative writing and literature, anything reading. I actually took a class that was all just reading, and it was awesome. It was like a glorified book club. It was great. But creative writing for sure. Grammar and stuff I liked, but not as much. And probably my least favorite, anything to do with chemistry, I hated. And I also hated calculus. Most math didn't bother me. Calculus was terrible. Calculus, trigonometry, anything in that vein, is just, don't like it. Because to me, I was like, when am I going to use this? If I'm a math teacher? Anyway. Number 3, what was your favorite grade? I would have to say 4th grade. I had an amazing 4th grade teacher. I also had a really good 2nd grade teacher and 5th grade teacher. I don't know, but there was something magical about 4th grade. It was just, I don't know, some of my best school memories came from that class. So I would have to say 4th grade. Number 4, do you still keep in touch with your school friends? A few of them. There's a couple of them that I specifically do. A lot of them I kind of am friends with on Facebook, so I kind of know what's going on in their lives a little bit, but we don't really talk much. But there are a couple that I still talk to thanks to Facebook Messenger and Marco Polo and texting and stuff like that. And number 5, in school, what did you think you would be when you grew up? Or what did you want to be when you grew up? I wanted to, so like in elementary school, I was determined that I was going to be in the WNBA, and because I just loved basketball. And then I was going to be a teacher and a writer on the side. As I got a little older, that WNBA dream kind of came to an end, but I still wanted to be a teacher and a writer. And then like late middle school, early high school, I kind of toyed with the idea of being a real estate agent. And then I didn't realize, or I didn't like that there wasn't much consistency in that. So there wasn't like, you work this many hours and this is your outcome. Like it was too loosey-goosey for me, so I couldn't handle that. But so I went back to wanting to be a teacher and a writer, and I just didn't know that I'd be teaching my own kids, which is great. So those are all my questions. I thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out that playlist down below, and I will try to link the questions down below too. So if you want to answer these, I would love to see your answers. Make sure you subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.